number 6. We have Nova going against HBSE, looking to be the top of MKL going into the Grand Finals.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. Going into the Grand Finals off of this single best of 7. If not, you're going to be sent to the lower bracket. You got to chill around because you got to find out who your opponent is going to be, and you got to do all that research to make sure that you're ready. It's got to be very nerve-wracking for those.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the fact that Nova lost 4-0 to the side of HBSE in the fall season is definitely a nerve-wracking experience, and they haven't played against them just yet. But YU taking a lot of damage in this early part of the game. This early 1v1 between these two heroes, I give it over to the Mighty Conqueror.
Yeah, and I mean, going up to those two, it's going to be back and forth throughout this entire series. I think that is pretty much the lane matchup that will set the tone, because both of those guys are so good with their playmaking that come team fight, again, it's going to come back to like who has the most net worth and is able to disrupt as much as possible.
Exactly. I mean, HBSE, they could obviously lose and falter at the point what happened yesterday where we saw the Yangjian dive into the enemy backline, but then who's protecting your backline right there? I mean, I suppose Musang King needs to have a solid positioning and use that Gorge mobilization to full effect.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to come back to like, just like a great defense is a good offense, right? Yeah. We're just going to be fine in just being able to kind of hold the fort. We should be there. I mean, if you're looking at HBSE, this is a tough nut to crack. It's a very difficult team fight to kind of deal with.
It is, but when you've got CY on the Dune as well, obviously using the Unruly Blade, going in there, if he connects that Wind Slash onto 2, it's very devastating in terms of that tempo upset here for the side of HBSE. But right now, tip-for-tat into the mid lane here. Overall gold slightly edge into HBSE.
Yeah, and I look like both of these drafts because I'm looking at things from a perspective of like, hey, when we actually go in, what's going to really happen? I mean, it looks like it's very even. It all comes really down to that execution.
Yeah, exactly. We saw obviously the creation blocks being used there to try and trap Wendy, just get a little bit CC onto him there. Almost level 4, so the board is almost here onto the Gorge, and there it is. Wendy now has the utility at that huge CC potential into these ultimates.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, I mean, going back to this top lane, when you have the Fatigue, who can kind of be like that late game hero, late game carry, if you will, the Yangjian is going to be kind of similar in that regard. So the damage is definitely going to be equalized going into this, especially since there's a lot more pressure on the farm lanes as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially with Lung, obviously quite late game eccentric farm lane pick here, and obviously to the side of HBSE, you're looking towards that mid game kind of fall off there. Obviously, you're looking to go for the Spark Forge Dagger first item, just to get a little bit more poke onto the side of Nova Esports.
Yeah, and getting that damage gonna be key, right? Just setting it up with those poking and prodding, because HBSE, when you have Jihong with that long range, essentially, it's gonna soften you up. So you need to be able to fight back in some fashion, because if you're looking at the rest of them, they don't have a whole lot of that range.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe using the Agudo here, Musang King maybe going for a bit of an engage, but it's gonna be the Unruly Blade that actually connects onto the backline with the board as well. Can we get the Wind Slash from Belligerent to lock down Musang King? And potentially First Blood has just been lost. Musang King gets to the back line there, but now it's down to Guayu onto the Tri-Light, just trying to force away Nova out of the enemy jungle, but still, they're sticking around, and that's the beauty of the Doom pick. Take down First Blood goes to Wendy.
And we knew that there was going to be some long, sustaining team fights, and you saw exactly why. That Dune CY so tanky, plus he had the secondary, the Unruly Blade with that Celestial Melody. You had a lot of options in terms of what you wanted to do. He is just so tough to deal with at this stage.
Exactly. I mean, that's a good thing about what Nova has going for the side of themselves, right? Obviously, they have the opportunity. They have multiple chances because of that Celestial Melody we were talking about moments ago, Hauler, that is coming from the Adolia. That second ultimate is a blessing.
Yeah, a lot going on with this draft. I mean, it's a great, there's so much synergy with it. Almost everyone has a tremendous value with that Celestial Melody. They'll continue on. And, oh, that was a potential.
That was close. That Annihilation was a runway to disaster there, because that really could have upset the pace of Nova Esports, and especially that gold lead that they have curated for themselves now with the Wind Slash, the Unruly Blade, sorry, into the backline there, now connected with this Wind Slash. Look at them try and contest this Azure goal, in which taking it away from Musang King would be deadly, and they're able to do it.
Yeah, able to do it, and they've essentially walked away. No,
they're not walking away just yet. No, we have the Tri-Light, we have Guayu trying to dive in, use that ultimate, but now flashing in with the Q1, the Toon caster there with that beautiful catch.
Yeah, great catch on that one. I mean, like CY, yeah, he's sustaining, but he's gonna be taken out at some point. I mean, just too many from them, and HBSE are happy with this, because again, they like to go sustaining long team fights, and they made him pay.
Exactly, the monitor has down fairness. But we are getting a bit of contention here onto the Azure Golem on the side of Nova Esports. So now, can they steal away the Azure Golem that's obviously Nova politely took away from them? But you can see here, BB just playing the macro playstyle, getting that first turret onto the gorge here, trying to get the win advantage for HBSE in other means rather than these team fights.
Yeah, really smart play by HBSE. Just understanding that, hey, if no one's really going to contest, we'll just run that one down, take all these free towers. And yeah, the lead is only about 100, 200 gold or whatever, but this is a situation where it's like a small win. Taking out those outer towers is going to be a huge start.
Exactly. If you can't get the lead in the gold here, you may as well try and get the objective lead, and that's what's happening so far here. But I mean, we have one turret over to the side of HBSE, we have one neutral objective over to the side of Nova, so I feel like that kind of balances it out. I mean, yes, your turret doesn't come back, but now looking for a bit more engage. The gorge mobilization, trying to force out the infinite fastness, and it is a success.
Yeah, that was way closer than I would have liked. Muji just like taking that one to the absolute limit.
Oh, I mean, pushing it to the limit right now is going to be that re-engage from HSBC. Maybe try and get the taking liberties here to do a bit of damage onto the backline of HBSE right now, but they re-bolted back into their jungle to reclaim their Azure Golem.
I mean, it was a good attempt in the bottom lane, right? If you force him out, he's not getting that farm. He has to actually make the walk of shame back into the lane. It looks like he's going to be in the mid one. So you've kind of bought a little bit of time for that. Plus, you push them away and secure the Azure Golem as well.
Song on this Nua is so aggressive. The emergence into the annihilation, just making Schwan run, is definitely a sight you don't want to be seeing if you are Schwan's teammates, especially into that top side of the map. He looks pretty low. He has to stay there to defend that T2.
Yeah, that numbers advantage can quickly turn in favor of HBSE. So Nova, if anything, they kind of need to use the buddy system, make sure that nobody really gets caught out.
Yeah, they need to make sure that nobody gets caught out. Maybe try a little bit more macro playstyle here from Muji. Muji has been pretty much within the team fights from the word go, and there's been no real pressure created here down to that bottom side of the map, which you can kind of see now. Guayu's like, hey, I've taken my T1, it's now time for you to take yours. But now we do have that Unruly Blade into the back line once again, straight onto the back of that Hugh Wamba. Sure is able to get it alive thanks to the flash, but now having to force the flash from Schwan to get out of that pit of the Crimson Golem. This could be an epic win slash here, connected with the Flaming Palms.
Yeah, with that unending sorrow on cooldown, Jay had no reason to be up in front, and now HBSE contesting.
Yeah, they are trying to contest a little bit more, and there we go. Guayu gets to pick up onto CY. He's looking to dive in. He forces out even the bastards once again, which is obviously given over thanks to that Dolius. So Celestial Melody not quite up, but now Guayu looking to go for another kill, but that taking liberties is going to stop him in place, but the dog gets placed down. And who let the dogs out? It's HBSE with the Quadra, not able to get the Penta here, but maybe a team ace forcing a flash out here of Wendy, but ultimately falls. HBSE with the brawl in mid.
I mean, they could take the ace, and it was off of Guyu, just literally hounding forward every single time, just leapfrogging after the next one, just getting all the kills. He got a Quadra kill, and they ended up getting the ace off of this one. Just look at how much space he created. They've lost all the towers going up into the T3 in that mid lane, all because of this play.
The real estate taken away here from Nova is irreplaceable, because we saw this yesterday where Blacklist played this exact same move. They got a great team fight into the mid lane, they took the T2s, they go for the neutral objective, and then basically it's all she wrote. It's pretty much FF at 15 at that point and go to the next game. But now it's to Nova's diligence that they try and have the comeback, right? They still have the high ground turrets here. They still have the potential means to come back.
Yeah, and this is kind of uncharted territory for Nova Esports at the KIC. They have not played HBSE, but it seems like they're the Kryptonite right now. They have completely figured out the puzzle that is Nova Esports, and now they're down 3.3K.
They are down by 3.3K. I mean, the last time we mentioned the gold lead is already about, what, 200, 300 gold, which again is literally just not even a point of concession here. It's just what you do at that point. You go for the objectives, but look at objective-wise here. Nova doesn't have a single turret yet to their name onto the side of HBSE. They have all the real estate. If this was Monopoly, you would be paying the side of HBSE right now as they're trying to go for a bit of team fight, but using even a faster to get Muji back into safety here, trying to clean out this wave. The minion wave gets taken down. Maybe contested here for that Crimson Golem.
Yeah, continuing on with the Monopoly metaphor, and it's like Nova Esports are in jail. Yes. HBSE are the jailers. They've had so much control. They pushed them back. and made things so difficult. Now Nova Esports have to figure out a way to get a little bit of space and more time and farm to get really back in this one.
They definitely do. I mean, we need some access into the backline, but the denial of the backline access is great onto the side of HBSE now. But you see the Flaming Palms, they do connect onto the side of Q1. They are looking to try and take a big fight around this Shadow Tyrant. CY into the thick of it. He gets taken down already. The Annihilation comes through. Does a lot of damage onto the Wendy, onto Wave Pit. The double W's have been drawn out of this Tyrant Pit, and it looks like it's going to go over to the side of HBSE unless we get some clutch last hits here. We do get the Wave Breaker, but it's not going to connect. It's going to go over to the side of HBSE.
Yeah, CY's positioning not great on that one. Way too far out, and the way that the layer kind of wraps around, made it difficult for Nova Esports to help support. He was caught out. Everyone from HBSE were like, okay, we'll take this literally free food that's right in front of us. We'll just target all, shots into this Death Star that is CY.
Shot. They're looking for the gold. They're looking for the neutral objective. They're looking for whatever they can lay their hands onto here on the side of HBSE, right? I mean, VV, I feel like he's been so kind of like under shadow in this one. Like, his positioning into the team fights has been literally like second to none here. He's yet to be caught out, but he still is building that itemization. As you can see, that Doomsday from VV and Musan King is really going to put a blunder onto CY.
Yeah, VV is kind of like the Toyota Camry of the team, right? Very stable, consistent. He will always get you from point A to point B, while the rest of the guys might be a little bit flashier, they might be faster and all that, and take up all the the fame that is around Honor of Kings Esports, but VV is the guy that will ensure that they get over that final hump.
Yeah, you know for a fact why he's like a Nissan Skyline, right? Like, he's into the back line, just going straight in there. But now, speaking of going in, it's looking to be HBSE with that fantastic Annihilation, putting so much damage onto Wave Pit that he has to force himself to the back of this team fight for a big community here down to the bot side just to try and zone out those minions. But it's not going to be enough here. They're looking to keep pushing these high ground turrets. It's going to be HBSE opening up the base of Nova Esports.
Oh, Shihong with that Annihilation, as you rightly pointed out. I mean, the angle that it went on, it hit like 3 members of Nova Esports, and they all got low. And they were like, okay, actually, we cannot fight. We cannot defend on this one. So just the way that they're able to poke and prod, pushing Nova Esports back, and now they have to just fix all the lanes. This Overlord, it's free for HBSE.
Yeah, they've got to fix their house before they can try and go any further into the enemy jungle, or even just that neutral point into the river. But the Shadow Overlord going up to the side of HBSE now is going to be a deadly call here as they look to try and get the push onto that Azure Golem. But a bit of a saving grace there for CY. They're able to steal it away from himself.
Yeah, and being able to take that one, I mean, he's salvaging what he can, but they are so far behind. If you're looking at the net worth difference between the two, yeah, it's 6.9, but you're looking across the board, there's like a 1K or like a 3K or 2K advantage in the mid lane between Wendy and Jihong, and he's starting to do some serious damage.
Exactly. I mean, we get into that late game, right? Obviously, this is where we start to see Zohan come online with that newer, and we've already seen from that free hit of the Annihilation. The Honor of Kings version of Bingo, you get a straight line, you get that takedown of the enemy team with that Annihilation, but now they have the Shadow Vanguard being pushed in top side of the map here. Xuan has to play some defense.
All right, really? Is it a Bingo, though, if you're not getting the kills? I mean, yeah, you're doing a lot of damage, but he's 006.
I'll take it any day. They're on the winning team. They have no T1s being taken down right now. But what is going down is the house of Nova Esports. They're at the door. The Annihilation. Musan King gets a double kill here on the Xuan. Shut down here for Muji, but it's not going to be enough to get the Crystal being safe alive. But no, HSBC take game 1.
Just completely dominating that game.